Good evening and welcome to the RBN Roundtable today on March 3rd, 2022. I am your host, James Fauntleroy, also known as JB Fonts. Today I have with me Nick, Socialist MMA. We'd like to give you a warm welcome and welcome you to the roundtable that always airs at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure to click the thumbs up. And if you're new, please make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon because you know that the YouTube algorithm doesn't like us. It is quite apparent in the news that we've been receiving today. Isn't that right, Nick?
Yeah, it's always super fun to do these Thursday shows with my brother James. We got another great show tonight on the International Leftist Coalition. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be able to do these shows. Who knows when they're gonna come after us?
Yep.
You never know. There are a ton of people. There are a ton of hardworking citizen journalists who their career was just fucking destroyed overnight.
Yeah.
Out of
Yeah.
nowhere. And there are people, this happens to a lot of our comrades all the time. Heartland Media as well, who always
Mm-hmm.
got YouTube censorship issues. They just pulled the rising. Like there is this insane battle against the freedom of the press going on by the West.
Mm-hmm.
By the West. And it's always funny during these times, especially times of war, times of suffering. You get to see the true hypocrisies of our culture,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's
true.
all the people who were saying, "Oh my God, China is this evil authoritarian state because they censor information," and you guys see what the West is doing now with their
Yeah.
crackdown of anything Russian. Like you don't have to be a Putin sympathizer. Anyone who's Russian or anyone who has any
Mm-hmm.
affiliation with Russia
Yeah.
is being banned and ostracized by the West.
Yep. Yeah. And it's this, and it's basically pot calling the kettle black, right? I mean, look at what is going on. If you don't mind me, I'm going to share my screen really quick. Um, what's going on with RT? This is from friends of the show, Nico House, and he's on RT. He said, RT America is done. The harassment, the censorship, and literal death threats made its existence untenable, at least in the immediate future. This is insane. He continues to say, says, I have friends, good, honest, and objective journalists who have just had their lives flipped completely on their heads. The empire deserves every single bit of karma they have coming their way. So that's
You're
basically from
wrong.
Nico.
He ain't wrong, man. We don't root for the empire because of stuff like this.
Yeah.
There are
And
people actually cheering for this, JV.
yeah. And it's crazy because the thing is that they'll call RT basically Russian state media, and yet they will praise MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, ABC, CBS. They praise these channels and media, even though they are owned literally by the billionaires who have an agenda. And you mean to tell me that RT, look,
Hey,
if you,
James, they're gonna call RT State TV. Out of curiosity, I know most of you guys try to avoid this shit,
mm-hmm,
but especially as a political commentator, I gotta try to broaden my horizons with different sources of
mm-hmm,
information. So I was watching
mm-hmm,
NBC State of the Union coverage.
mm-hmm,
I was watching NBC's State of the Union coverage, where they were covering our president of the United States that is failing in one of the most historically unpopular presidents ever. Like there's multiple genocides he's funding. He broke all his campaign promises.
yeah,
But despite that, you would never know that if you was watching the NBC coverage. It
yeah,
was a complete tongue bath. And the only criticism that I saw of Joe Biden on that entire network was some fucking guy who was a minute like Republican who was upset because Biden wasn't pro-war enough. That was the only criticism that I saw he get. Everyone was like, Biden he's got to be able to deliver how the message to the American people that he's been a great president. And not that he hasn't been a great president. No, there's no way that's true. It's just the fact that he didn't deliver the message. How are he going to deliver the message, Chuck? Actually, yeah, Biden has been great. He all we got to do is just repeat the line that come out of the State Department, and it's like nonsense, man. Like that's state TV. That is state TV.
Wait, that's what Chuck Todd said?
Bro, Chuck Todd, like I was watching the whole NBC pre-show, and like they was pretending like any criticism of Joe Biden was done in bad faith. It was either Republicans, and then there was people. They did a segment before the progressive response to the State of the Union, which we covered on the show, which was a joke. It was essentially PR for Joe Biden. But they did a segment before that, and they was melting down that there was even a progressive response. And then they was pretending that they were pretending Rashid Tlaib was going to hit Biden hard. They was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they are gonna question and attack Joe Biden this way." I'm like, this is the least you could expect in a democracy. But anyone who wants to say RT or any country got state TV, it's nothing compared to the state TV. Maybe I should pull some clips. Like it's literally insane.
Yeah.
When you watch CNN, NBC before the debates, before the Democratic Party debates, the way they would hype up these horrific candidates. Remember every debate they was like Amy Klobuchar. I think she won. Like what universe are you guys living in? You guys think this is not propaganda?
Bro, real talk. I mean, and why am I not surprised this is coming from somebody like Chuck Todd? If I wanted to see that much autofellatio, I would put on Pornhub, all right? Because that's some complete and utter bullshit that they're doing. And the thing is that is literally state TV. Like, you cannot tell me otherwise. Even Fox, and people rail against Fox News. Fox News is state TV. Because whenever Trump was president, they were doing the exact same thing to him. And so you're going to sit there and you're going to call, them or Al Jazeera state TV when yet you're doing the exact same thing. Now, here's my point. If you want to do that, okay, fine. But keep that same energy here in the United States. But they're not going to do that, are they? Because you know what? Because they're getting that oligarch money, that sweet, sweet cash. And so because of that, and guess what? Then they're going to make it look like, oh, well, they're state TV. But, it's just like, how that's like what's his name? The dude that did the Oklahoma City bombing, calling the people who did the 9/11 terrorist attack bad. It's like y'all both bombed buildings. Like, how are you gonna say one person is bad and you say you're better? Right? Like Timothy McVeigh calling the 9/11 attackers bad actors. Like, motherfucker, you did the same thing.
And it's these same people who want to go after RT or any other media for being state TV. Let me explain to you guys how state TV works in this country. Do you guys really think our flow of information is not controlled by the state, by state capitalists? Mm-hmm. So when you have, and I'm going to give you guys, this is a very small example of this. We have the Biden the Biden campaign at the time taking records amount of money from Big Pharma.
Yeah.
And then he runs against Medicare for All. And then Big Pharma runs anti-Medicare for All campaign ads in the middle of a debate. Like Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden are literally debating healthcare. And then during the commercial break, there's an ad bashing Medicare for All because the corporate media take money from Big Pharma.
Yeah.
So then you have all the anchors whose salary is paid by Big Pharma ads. They come out and say, oh, I prefer Joe Biden over Bernie Sanders. I think Joe Biden did a better job than Bernie Sanders. They all come out in mass and endorse Joe Biden over Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Then Joe Biden takes office. And then Joe Biden, because he takes Big Pharma money, he does not implement a public option. Mm-hmm. He lies about reducing drug prices. So that's him doing the bidding of corporations who paid off the media.
Yeah.
Who They make money off the big pharma. The Biden campaign takes money and they fundraise because of big pharma, and then they legislate on behalf of big pharma.
Mm-hmm.
That's how state TV works. You see how they all working in this perfect harmonious triangle. The same way you have weapon defense contractors that would donate to the Biden campaign. They will hire people like Lloyd Austin that come from the defense industry. The same defense industry would advertise on MSNBC. So MSNBC would give Biden good coverage because they are funded by the people who are funding his campaign.
Free
you guys
coverage.
want to say that this is not state TV?
Yeah. It's free coverage too. Like, how many millions of dollars in free advertising did they give this man? Right? And then how quiet they were when Tara Reid brought out her sexual assault allegations against Joe Biden, and they kept it really, really quiet. They put it on Morning Joe, which, like, how many people wake up at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning just to watch, oligarch runs corporate TV? Like, the only people who really will wake up that early in the morning are people who have to be up that early in the morning, and they automatically just turn it on to MSNBC. But it's barely got any coverage. So yeah, it's this is one of the reasons why I don't watch it anymore. And I'm happy I didn't watch it anymore, because now I'm looking at other people and I'm just like, wait, you didn't know this? They didn't tell you that in the corporate media?
Bro, when you listen to Ukraine, there's some people that don't even know anything about why Ukraine is going on. There are people that still pretend that Putin is invading Ukraine because he wants to take over the country. Like, that's a very common belief.
Mm-hmm.
That is not what Putin wants. He's very open.
Yeah.
He wants a neutral region. He wants the demilitarization of the region because they was bombing Eastern Ukrainians.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but people talk about like they are trying to take over because our media is so bad. But look at Lee Camp. Like, Lee's going to be on the show tomorrow. We already have a schedule, but it's crazy that they're doing this now, right? Redacted Tonight has been canceled because the U.S. war machine can't handle the truth. If you want to follow my work going forward, subscribe to the email leecamp.com. Make sure you guys support Lee. Like, a lot of our comrades and friends of the show, they are victims of this crackdown. This crackdown by the West. Like, when you ask the position of Chinese state media, China and their government on why they impose censorship, like Russia and China, they're honest. Like, they were like, our position is we want to clamp down on harmful misinformation that harms our public. They open about it. But the liberal West, they are not only hypocrites, they're the biggest violators of the First Amendment and crack down the freedom of the press. Zelensky, the guy that liberal wine moms are cheering for, he literally cracked down on the free press in his country and killed journalists in Ukraine.
Yeah. You know what? And I just want to reflect, because thank you, Indie Left. Shout out to Indie Left. He always puts out, our content to, give it more circulation. So if you're not following Indie Left, follow Indie Left. But he said, this is awful, family. And I actually want to say this. Those of us who are, especially are in left indie media, and this includes people like Lee Camp, this is awful. And, Lee Camp is part of the family. People, that, try to uncover, try to debunk the lies that we have been told, especially by United States state media. And
Lee
the
Camp
fact
was one of the first anti-war journalists I followed. It's wild because I followed Lee Camp like for quite a long time, and now we have regular conversations. Now seeing his work being impacted by this, it sucks.
Yeah, it does, and I honestly, my heart goes out to the people who are part of RT, because
what are we gonna do when they get after us, man?
They're going to come after us. Look, Mark, signed, sealed, delivered. They're going to come after us. They already did I think a strike against Robert Durden for something that he did months ago. So they're already doing it against them. who was it? Heartland's Media. They've already gotten hit by something. Franco from Frank Analysis, he got hit. So it's just a matter of time. And then didn't you say that the Hill actually got hit? Corporate media got hit.
Yeah, I saw Ryan Grimm complain about it. I didn't have this prepared, but I could find the receipt.
Yeah,
because I guess they hit him they banned him for the same thing they banned Status Quo for. Here, look, I just saw this tweet from Abby. I didn't have this plan, but I want to see what Abby's response to this. Let's look at this. This is what Abby Martin says. The shuttering of RT America is devastating news. It is one of the only alternatives to U.S.-centric corporate domination of our airwaves, and it gave unmatched opinions to consistent anti-war voices like Lee Camp, Chris Hedges, and myself. And you had what's that guy? I'm blanking on his name. The guy who's
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura. Fuck, I don't know why I blanked on his name. Jesse Ventura. He was opposing Russia's invasion. And doesn't he work for RT?
Yes, he's with RT.
He opposed every single Putin military action. So you guys don't say, "Oh, this is good because RT is bad." Look at the people who get censored. People like Lee Camp and Chris Hedges. Anyone who believes these people are like Putin puppets, your mind has been propagandized so much, like it's painful to see.
Yeah, I like to use
an active enemy. You're propagandized so much.
Oh yeah, and in fact, I like to use the word that Josana always uses. If you think that, then you're brainwashed, and they're literally trying to turn you. They're literally trying to make people like them enemies of the state. That's pretty much all that it is, because if you're uncovering the lies of the people who actually run the country, and I'm not talking about politicians, I'm talking about the actual oligarchs in this country. They're gonna consider you an enemy. And every single time you uncover their lies and you try to strive for a better, type of society that actually improves the material conditions of people, then they consider you an enemy. And so we are literally in a new Cold War right now. And somebody that's going to be like McCarthy is going to pop up. And guess what? They're going to be coming after a lot of us. And the thing is that they're not necessarily going to come after a lot of people who are in Hollywood that are actors and singers and dancers and nothing like that, because they already got them. They're going to start coming for the indie media, journalists, commentators, podcasters. They're going to start coming after us because we're the ones who are actually trying to uncover the bullshit that they've been feeding to all of America. And so guess what? Don't be surprised if you stop seeing RBN on YouTube, because you'll realize that they actually got to Google, and Google, who owns YouTube, are going to be the ones that are coming after us. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, so I want to finish Abby's tweet thread because it's actually a good tweet, and there are a lot of people who've been speaking out against this, mostly of the anti-imperialist mind, because the liberals, they completely lost their mind. I don't know how anyone is even comfortable forming coalition with these people now. Like the people who want to vote for the Democratic Party, when you see how insane their politics is now, where they're banning anyone who got dissent towards the U.S. war machine in NATO. But look, this Abby Martin. This is pretty much what I was saying as well. I had a show on RT, and I watch RT a lot because RT is a great way to get counterpoints to the United States government. A wise man once said, I don't remember who said it, but if you want news about the United States, watch Chinese and Russian news. If you want news about Russia and China, I disagree with that part. He said, watch American news. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But the point is, watch the news of the adversarial states if you actually want to know what's going on, right? But so I had editorial freedom to criticize Russia. I'm telling you guys, they do not have that MSNBC and CNN.
No, they don't.
You see what happened to people who spoke out against the war on terror, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You see what happens. Even I remember The View is another good example because they lost Meghan McCain, and Meghan McCain's like the respectable, like conservative to have on that show, but they won't like have a conservative who like Trump on that show. But you see how like there's no freedom there. Like They only put you there if you have the pro-corporate, if you play into the two-party duopoly theater. If you don't play that game, they will cut you off. So you guys think that we have freedom of the press in this country? You think CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, if you think these places are freedom of the press, you're highly mistaken. You're highly mistaken. So anyway, let me finish the tweet. I had editorial freedom to criticize Russia many times and was never told what to do or say. The cartoonist depiction of the network is false and it's grotesque to cheer on the censorship of voices that need exposure. And all the people who and someone who used to watch RT, I used to watch RT. All the criticism I used to see on RT was projection by the American media. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Everyone. Well, it was like, oh, you guys doing the bidding of the Russian government. Well, CNN and MSNBC, you guys do the bidding of the weapon defense contractors in Wall Street.
Oh, yeah. Michelita S. She says, Nick and JB, your American and France comrade here. France has blocked RT. Yeah. And we are fully aware of that. And the entire European Union has blocked them.
So I'm gonna try to finish the tweet, and then let's get into some more chats. And I got some more hypocrisy to show you guys. The U.S. establishment grossly exaggerated the impact of Russian propaganda to absolve its own political failures for years, and was clamoring to eliminate RT because it featured forbidden viewpoints, not because it had real influence. Every country state media is biased for the government. RT is obvious, but U.S. has a much more sophisticated propaganda apparatus, as I was explaining. 5 corporations control almost all of U.S. news, and they are dutiful stenographers for American exceptionism, capitalism, and imperialism. They all Zionists too. They all have one dominant worldview. That's neoliberalism. They're not fiscal conservatives either. They're all neoliberals.
Yeah.
They all fall under that umbrella. Last 2 tweets. The sin against U.S. empire is not allowed on corporate media, and anchors and panelists become vociferous. So what is that? Vociferous. Abby Martin too smart for me.
What happened?
U.S. wars when they happen, but it would be totally unacceptable if every country shut down CNN. We need to understand all sides. All that this does is consolidate that already extremely limited range of views, further constricting the parameters of acceptable debate. Yes, exactly. Those celebrating should be honest about whose propaganda they want to be heard. And I wish Democrats and partisans would just admit this, that they are hardcore propagandists, just like the countries they criticize. You guys don't want to see anti-American point of views. Like the views of the channel shocks people because I don't buy into Western chauvinism.
Yeah. Let me share this really quick just so that people have the receipts. So you guys can see it for yourself. This says YouTube has temporarily suspended the Hills channel for one of its policies. And then he tells you when you can find it. But here's the interesting part. Here's why. It says, what happened? We covered former President Trump's remarks about Russian invasion of Ukraine. In a sound bite, he repeated his claim that the 2020 election was stolen. Our discussion focused on what Trump said about Putin and did not explicitly rebut claims of election fraud. Our Hill colleagues also posted a raw video of Trump's speech to CPAC without comments or rebuttal. We know that the 2020 election was neither stolen or rigged and look forward to blah, 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 yakety schmackety. So, yes, the Hill Rising got suspended because of a soundbite. So, basically, it's basically the Oberus effect. Corporate media basically got their ass kicked by their own foot. That's basically what happened.
I want to show you guys this. Because now that we saw the Western crackdown of so-called Russian propaganda and its quote-unquote harmful effects, right? I want to show you guys how U.S. propaganda works. We are the most propagandized country in the world. The United States is the most propagandized country because there are people who believe the United States is a free country.
It's not.
There are people who believe the United States is a free country when we imprison 1/4 of the world's prison population.
It's not.
There are people who believe we're a free country when we have government overlords and intelligence communities that spy on us.
It's
There are
not.
people who believe we are free when we have police that are legally able to steal our shit, civil asset forfeiture, for example.
It's
People
not.
think we're free, right? Now there's no choice, there's no democracy in this country. Like if you vote for the red team, if you vote for the blue team, you're gonna get a giant national security state with a giant offensive military budget, and then implement it with corporatism and trickle down economics.
Which
No
it
matter
is.
no matter who you vote for, no matter who you vote for.
Mm-hmm.
You had Joe Biden and the Democratic Party with bipartisan support cheer for increased police funding. And Americans are so propagandized. Americans legitimately believe that the police protect and serve people.
Yep.
And I have been covering, no one else has been covering in independent media, period, debunking propaganda more than I have. For some reason, this is an issue many people punt the ball on because they fall for propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the state propaganda that comes out in our media. I found this tweet to be very interesting. I want to get JB's reaction. So this is Snopes, and we all know Snopes who they work for, right? Snopes essentially is a DNC establishment outlet that is designed to protect the establishment and the Democratic side mostly, right?
Snopes, more like Snoops, am I right?
So this is how they serve the police state. Look at Snopes here. So operating under orders from U.S. President Donald Trump in summer 2020, federal agents used unmarked vehicles to kidnap Portland protesters. So you guys see all the outrage that is going on. Oh my God, Russians are kidnapping Ukrainians. We do that to our own people. Like our police was kidnapping and putting people in unmarked vans and was not telling them their Miranda rights. They wasn't telling them why they was under arrest. And now we got news stories and how there have been retaliation. Like there have been police spying on people that was arrested. I haven't had it saved. I'll pull it up. I literally just read it. There's now retaliation. Well, how do you think they able to retaliate against people? They put people in their system, and now they start stalking people. This was widely reported during Ferguson. We had a lot of people during the Ferguson protests before Black Lives Matter were hijacked and co-opted by the establishment. A lot of people started getting arrested. They started getting pulled over in mass. Police retaliation is a real thing. So people are calling this out in response to the bullshit propaganda that's trying to paint Russia as the only authoritarian state in the world, apparently. So when people say the police kidnap people, Snopes says that this is a mixed rating. They give this a mixed rating, guys. So I know what some of you guys to my right are thinking. You guys think, oh, Nick, you're just some crazy socialist. How can you say the police was kidnapping people? Of course, Snope. They are smart. You guys know what the qualifications of being working for Snope is? James, do you know the qualifications?
Nothing. I don't know.
Nothing. I'm not bullshitting. If you know someone, and then you know someone who knows someone, and you like just getting out of college, you're like, man, I need a job. Oh shit, I can hook you up with a job at Snopes. That's how you get a job at the Chicago Tribune. That's how you get a job at New York Times. There is no qualification for elite media, guys. There's none. It's about who you know, who your family, who you went to school with. So when you look at these fact-checking websites like Snopes, there is literally no qualification. If you click the art, and I have done this, click the authors and the people who write the article and read their background. It literally says nothing. It was like, here's Tom. He went to school at Boston University where he studied writing. Okay, how does that give you the qualification to fact check shit? But anyway, so why does Snopes give them a mixed rating? This is hilarious. You see how they cut? You want to see how they carry water for the state? The use of the word kidnapping alleges the federal agents had committed a crime. However, no court or judge has said that was the case. So, according to Snopes, the establishment doesn't consider the police illegally kidnapping protesters to be a crime, and the courts agrees with the system that this should be a crime. So it's not. You can't call it kidnapping because we are the establishment, and we define what a crime is. We define what kidnapping is. That's the reasoning they say is false. So in at least one case, this is continuing for Snopes, in at least one case, federal officials said they put someone in unmarked van for questioning because they believe that person has committed a crime. That is not legal.
Don't they have to put them under arrest for probable cause? Don't they have to detain? No probable cause.
They didn't tell them why they were being arrested. They didn't read their Miranda rights. Like, there was clear violations of the process that's being done. But Snopes, covering for them, gave this. When you say that the cops were kidnapping protesters, they say it's mixed because you can't say it's kidnapping because the state defines whatever the police does as not kidnapping.
What is complete and utter bullshit within the United States of America, then you have to be informed that you are under suspicion by probable cause, number one. Number two, if the police are going to detain you, they let you know that you're going to detain you and as to why they are detaining you. And they also have to get your information in order to see who you are and all this other jazz. But guess what? They didn't do that. They drove up in the van, busted out, grabbed your ass, and then took you inside. What does that sound like? That sounds like some mafia shit. That sounds like some criminal shit. Right? And so guess what? That's exactly what they did. So if you're telling me that you're doing that, if I'm sitting there and if I'm a judge, I am taking this case and I'm overturning it. I'm like, you know what? No, you're free to go because you guys just did something illegal. But apparently, according to the state, that it's not illegal if we do it. So here's the crazy part. Bet. So they can commit theft, civil asset forfeiture. They can kidnap you without probable cause. They can detain you without probable cause, which is also known as kidnapping, right? They can do so many different things. Hell, what else are they doing that they consider illegal for us, but they're doing under the guise of protecting our freedoms? What about some kids that are missing?
Wow.
I mean, I'm just asking the question. What is something that they think that's beyond the pale that they would never do? Have you guys remember Abu Ghraib? Did you guys remember that when that happened? And under President George W. Bush? Has anybody forgot about Guantanamo Bay? Has anybody thought about the enhanced interrogation techniques? What is beyond the scope for them to do? I say absolutely nothing. You want to know how I know? Because of Operation Paperclip. What did we do during Operation Paperclip? We literally took Nazi scientists and we brought them here to the United States and we put them in levels of government. And you think that they wouldn't be beyond driving up in a white van and dragging people's asses into the white van without probable cause, without letting them know they're going to be detained? That's baby shit for them. But what do I know? I'm just a silly socialist.
And you see how our corporate media coverage for our ridiculous police state. Now you see why people believe in absolute ridiculous bullshit that doesn't make sense because of insane propaganda, right?
Yes, Martin. Yes. Thank you.
So there's been stories. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just like, for instance, what is beyond the realm of what they're allowed to do? Like, for instance, if you write a letter to somebody encouraging them, or a text message encouraging somebody to commit suicide, that's considered illegal. You can be detained and you can be arrested and tried for that. But guess what? They did it to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and apparently it was legal. Apparently it was legal. So, rules for thee, but not for me, and that's exactly the way it goes. Let me shut up.
So there's I'm gonna show you, and people, and we're talking about the media crackdown and of RT, right? And I'm talking about how our media serves our state and how we're actually state media, right? So we just broke down the ridiculous propaganda our state is inflicted with, and I want to show you guys how the media program people, right? You see how they go after police protesters and they constantly pump out propaganda. And this is how effective they are. They get people to believe absolute stupid shit that doesn't make sense. Right? So they did a poll. And by the way, they say, oh, there's this crime rate, there's this crime wave that's going on. Guys, crime waves are a myth that you only believe in them because you're propagandized. Guys, all right, what's a crime? If someone murders someone and the police don't know it happened, it does not get marked down as a crime. So what is a crime rate? A crime rate is the rate in which police are actually doing their job. So the crime rate only goes up when the police start criminalizing neighborhoods more. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? The crime rate goes up when the police marks down more crimes. So there is no evidence to suggest that crime waves are a real thing. You guys understand what I'm saying? But anyway, look at this poll. 75% say defund the police cause violent crime wave.
Okay.
So let me share this. I'm gonna give you a thought, James, because we are so propagandized. This is the meme I made. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of this meme I made. Almost over 2,000 likes. This is what they get people to actually believe. Americans repeat this shit with a straight face. Let me try. I hate the way that I don't like the way that view looks. Let's go this way. The Americans. Here we go. I'll fix it. This is what they say. This is what these articles be saying with a straight fucking face. Crime goes up despite the police getting more funding. They got more funding last year because Biden funneled money from the CARES Act to the police. He said so during his State of the Union address. So all the people who pretend that Democrats have been defunding the police, they have been lying because every single Democratic mayor have pledged and given more money to the police. To be clear, that's how bad our media lies to people. People don't even know that. So crime has gone up despite police getting more funding. But then right-wingers and Democrats, well, I guess they're the same thing. So right-wingers, they say, I can't believe the defund the police movement did this. Despite the fact that we didn't defund the police. You guys gave the police more money. And crime went up because, once again, crime is literally just a symptom of what the police reports. So I'm not saying violence doesn't go up and down. That is correlated to the standard of living. Crime goes up, violent crime goes up when standard of living drops. Yeah. But when they decide to record more crime, the crime wave goes up, the crime rate goes up, and then they say, "Oh, we need more funding," despite the fact that the NYPD. Do you guys know the NYPD? Their police budget is large as Ukraine's military budget. But despite that, they say, "Oh, we are recording more crimes, so we need more money."
Okay,
how does that make sense, James?
I want to tag into your point. Okay, so they say the crime rate went up, and when you ask that question, what is a crime? A crime is basically a transgression or an infraction against a law that the governmental authorities establish. Right? We got that. We got that set right. Okay, who would be considered a criminal for violating the laws that the governmental entities establish? Harriet Tubman would be considered a criminal. So if by that means that the crime went up when the Underground Railroad was established. I can make it illegal to say that the sky is blue. And every single time somebody says the sky is blue, they committed a crime. It's a crime. It's a crime. And so guess what? They'll use these arbitrary, archaic laws to make it seem like, oh, the crime rate went up. Okay, well, we gave this person a ticket. Crime rate goes up. And then they'll say all this, and they'll be like, oh, the crime rate went up, when really it's actually been going down. And might we remember, I'm not sure if you remember this, Nick, but what happened when the police, the NYPD, actually went on strike in New York City? What happened? Nick, you know what happened. You know what happened. Guess what?
The crime they had to go back because they realized it was a bad PR event for them. Because if people started realizing, like, oh shit, we don't need them.
It went down. People
like, oh shit, we don't need them.
Yeah, we don't need them. And so you get that, and then you look at what a crime, like for instance, if we stopped the war on drugs today, imagine how much crime would actually go down.
Once again, you gotta ask yourself, what is a crime?
What is a crime?
Abolitionists and at 10 demands, we are challenging society. We are challenging people who don't believe in abolition to ask yourself, what is a crime? So I love this comment because you stole a great example. I need to start using this example more. So when you guys know that the working class lose more money via wage theft than criminals do. So all you people that are afraid of your neighbors, all you children, all you cowards. By the way, my interpretation, once again, does not mean speaking on behalf of anyone. My interpretation is you can't be a socialist, you can't be a communist if you don't talk to your neighbors. If you're afraid of your neighbors, because you believe in the individualist mindset. You're afraid of people. What are you going to do to me? Life has risk. And my opinion is if you're walking around afraid of people, you don't want to talk to people. I go around, I talk to people all the time. Hey, how you doing, man, in the store? Like this, if you're not building community, you're not really a socialist. You're not really a communist. Meanwhile, I'll get into another tangent. But the point is, stop being afraid of people. The people that you're afraid of someone going to break into your house. Statistically, you are going to lose more money because your employer will steal your wages. Police will steal your shit with civil asset forfeiture. You will lose more of your assets that way than the neighbor you're afraid of. So and I love this comment, because when they steal your wages, every instant of corporate theft, is that counted as a crime, JB?
You know it's not. It's not.
And there are many examples of this. The people who are forced to work overtime. This is the best example. People who are forced to work overtime and then they don't get overtime pay. That's wage theft. So every time that happens, James, do they get something on the record? Do they get a felony after three times they've been caught stealing someone's wages? No.
If only.
Another question for you guys, for the people who believe that, oh my God, the crime rate is everything. Or you believe in the neoliberal definition of a crime. When our government bombs Doctors Without Borders, like Barack Obama did, when they bomb and kill innocent civilians in Afghanistan, when Joe Biden starves millions of Afghanistan citizens, does that count as a crime? When the military poisons the water of indigenous Hawaiians, let's say someone is poisoned and they get cancer because they were caught dumping toxic chemicals in disenfranchised community, the military, I covered this, in the black community, they've been caught dumping toxic chemicals. So if someone get cancer because they drank the water that had been poisoned by a military industrial complex, does that count as a crime? But James, white America, they had the audacity to say, oh my God, see, black Americans, if they don't want to be criminalized and put in jail more than anyone else, all they have to do is stop committing crimes. Black people, instead of crying about a police state, just stop committing crimes. What is a crime? You got to notice that the people who are in charge of writing the laws, the police, they get caught planting drugs on people, sexually assaulting people in their custody. There's just this kid who now he's facing attempted murder because he went to the police department and shot at the police officers because the police officers arrested one of his friends and he died in their custody. So the police arrested this guy. He died in their custody. Now this guy, I quote unquote don't condone this, was like, bro, you killed my fucking friend, bro. Mm-hmm. And honestly, bro, what? At what point do we believe in community defense when you got police that kidnapping people, killing them in their custody? And the people are like, oh, you're community violent. No, you're community violent, motherfucker. They just count our shit. All the indigenous people, all the millions of indigenous people that was purged from this land, does that count as a crime?
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting? As corporate as he is, John Oliver recently did a piece on sex work. And one of the parts he actually brought out was that it is legal for police officers to rape sex workers in certain instances.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's legal for them to rape. Like, are you kidding me? I know we got demonetized after me saying the R word, but it's true. And so,
go ahead, James. Go ahead.
And so, can I get to some of these super chats really quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna share this last part, and then we can we read super chat. Cause the last part of the segment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No,
okay.
It'd be real quick.
I got you. Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna share this last graphic because and then we can read super chat, get some comments, and then I got time for another story or so. Maybe we should try putting more people into our careers. This is what they did. Incarceration rose even after crime fell.
Yeah.
You guys see what our system is designed to do? So ask yourself this. Why does a society need to incarcerate more people despite the fact that even the metric in which they measure crime has gone down? Oh, it's almost as if capitalism has something to do with it. And almost as if these people are being paid per person who has a prison bed in their system.
Yep.
It's almost like running a system that is designed on profit, James, is a horrific idea. I don't know. All right, let's get into super chat, James. You can take over.
All right, super chats. Thank you to Baby Gerald. Baby Gerald says, check out Christopher Simpson's Science of Coercion. There is interview vids here on YouTube. He also wrote the landmark book Blowback about Operation Paperclip. Maybe interview him. He's legit. Thank you so much, Baby Gerald, and thank you for letting us know about Christopher Simpson. Appreciate that. Troy and KC Replicarian says Nick and JB just made the crime rate go up. If this is torture, chain me to the wall. Okay. And
go in there and say that.
Huh?
Go in there and say to the last one.
What's up?
You know a good way. Let's help the crime rate fall, James. And my community at Revolutionary Blackout, I am calling on you guys to do this. As socialists, as communists, we got to help the crime rate to fall, James.
Yes.
We got to help our law enforcement. We got to help our law enforcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to help drop the crime rate. So I have an idea. Mm-hmm. If you see someone at the store and they are shoplifting, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. You didn't see it.
The police already have enough to do.
You did not see it. If you're at Walmart and you see someone stealing food, hell, even stealing clothes, I don't give a fuck. You didn't see it. And if you don't tell people, then they don't report the crime. Then the crime rate will fall. We did it. That's all you have to do, guys. Don't tell when you see someone steal some shit. And we can help the police drop the crime rate. And we can do our job as patriotic Americans. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Also, if you have a little extra, donate to mutual aid so that we can also help that crime rate go down too.
Hell, if anything, you can make the argument. Right. Now, hear me out, guys. I know this may sound radical. Imagine someone hypothetically shoplifts something that costs $50. But then instead of spending that $50, giving money to the Walton family, they give that $50 to mutual aid. I will argue, because my mind decolonized and I don't allow our laws to dictate my morality, I will argue that's a net positive for humanity. If you steal $50 from the Walton family, then donate that to mutual aid, that's essentially what you're doing.
I mean, they're stealing from the workers anyway, so I mean,
this is just theoretical, guys. We're not advocating for anything here. RBN.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you guys suggestions how to drop the crime rate. Like, if you guys just stop snitching, that crime rate will go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. See, this is why we're going to get in trouble, man. It's only a matter of time.
All right. Troy C said, Troy and Casey, I'm sorry, says, when the governor of Michigan overrode the elected officials of Flint, Michigan, and poisoned the water. Oh, yeah. That was a crime. But where is Snyder? You know, what is he doing? Is he still sitting pretty? I think he is. Yes. Yes, Martin. Yes.
Yeah, I love Robin Hood, man. That's a based ass story that they taught you for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
We have if you guys think what we're saying, I'm gonna add this part here. Because I'm gonna say my other story for my show tomorrow. Because now we can just kind of riff here. If you think we are being radical here, the United States government stole billions from the Afghan government. Billions of their money they are stealing. So I am arguing that we are just doing the same thing they're doing. We are putting sanctions on the managerial class. We got to learn how to use language and propaganda the same way they do. If you're shoplifting from Walmart, is that really you stealing? Or are you putting sanctions on Walmart? I think that's on our managerial class. We need to learn their language, guys. They're good at it. Like, they do the same shit that you guys think we're crazy, and I guess I am, but they do the same shit. They do the same shit. They steal money from us. And then they get corporate bailouts to the ruling class. So when the minimum wage doesn't go up, and what is it, 15 years now? 15, 16 years? Mm-hmm. And then prices go up. That is a sanction on the working class. Guys, sanctions is just a PR term that they created. That is economic war. It's extracting wealth. Sorry. I tell you, man, I'm too fucking radical. We're going to get the platform eventually.
I mean, you could.
What other people say, oh, you can't say you can shoplift. Man, I see this kind of as us taking our fucking money back. That's just me. But James, your thoughts.
I mean, Nick, I have another term you can use. I like to call it preemptive reparations.
There it is. They stole our wages, man. Look, let me find an article, guys. I know I'm gonna find an article on Western.
Preemptive reparations. I mean, look, if somebody is sanctioning Walmart for some Similac for their kid,
look at this. Like, this is old shit too. Holy fuck! I told you, I was gonna find some wage theft statistics for you guys.
Yes, Martin. Yeah, Martin, you've been based. All y'all been based the whole time, man.
Nick,
allocation of funds.
Yeah, I love our community. Our community know what's up.
Yeah.
Employers steal billions from workers' paycheck each year. Excuse me. Survey data shows millions of workers are paid less than the minimum wage. What? This was done in 2017, by the way. It's only worse now. Like, and then once you consider inflation, wages having gone up, they gave trillions of dollars to the ruling class in the middle of a pandemic. Once you factor in all this stuff too, it's economic war against the working class. So fucking stop snitching on your neighbors. Right?
I love you people. You
Wait,
guys are awesome.
I'm missing the comment. What I say? What I miss?
Read it.
Walmart needs an embargo from my wallet. Man, our community is base as fuck.
Yo, I look. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I love y'all. I love y'all.
If you was on Breaking Points, their audience would be like, man, you cannot be advocating
You can't be advocating for that. Wait. Okay, so if the government literally sets the morality and the ethics for the society, then therefore what they've been doing is set the precedent for what we should be doing. And guess what? If they're going to do it, then we have to do it. And some people be like, well, no, you guys got to be better than that. It's like, no, if we try to be better than that, we're going to be dead.
We need to fight the class war back. When are we going to fight the class war back that they've been actively fighting? So other audiences, like if you was like listening to TYT Breaking Points audience, they'd be like, well, technically it's not wage theft. If you don't like the job, all you gotta do is quit. If you don't like the terms and conditions, if you're not good at negotiating your salary, that's your fault.
It's so stupid.
That's what the capitalists say. They're like, oh, they steal your wages. You should have been better negotiator. It's so dumb, man. Like, how is this a good way to run our society? Sandra, Walmart destroyed millions of small businesses. Disaster capitalism. So, in response to them destroying small businesses, maybe we should seize those assets via creative ways. Let's just say that. Let's use creative ways to seize the asset. We can't do it legislatively.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use other tactics. I'm not gonna say out loud because I like this YouTube channel. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We here to challenge people, man. We gonna make people uncomfortable in the channel
because they've been making us uncomfortable for so long.
No war but class war. When we go, I want to show you guys another meme I made. Man, I've been on fire with my memes lately.
Mm-hmm. I should show my new meme.
Nah, because I had a wholesome ass meme. Let me show you guys my wholesome meme because there's been like, goddamn, I tweet a lot. All right, so there's like this coordinated effort to the boomers. They throw us under the bus, right? They was like, man, fuck our kids. I don't get it. I legitimately don't even understand the mindset where boomers like, we just gonna trash millennials their entire life. It's not the system fault. It's fucking millennials fucking always complaining. So boomers essentially like, fuck their kids. We can't be like that. And I see solidarity between millennials and Gen Z as there should. And this is my meme. I'll probably this one on too. I've been on fire. There's another meme that I made. No intergenerational war, just class war. Because I feel like anyone wants us to fight Gen Z and millennials. We like Gen Z, they are base as hell. Like they don't believe in centrism. It's either they're fucking extreme socialists or communists, or they're like neo-Nazis. Like there's like no in between for Gen Z. So I like that meme. Yeah. We gotta protect the Gen Z, anti-capitalists.
Yeah, and of course, we're not talking about all boomers. We all, we're talking about the ones who basically were part of the system that helped tank it the way it is. Like for instance,
I gotta say this every time, man. I gotta say that I had nothing but admiration for lefty boomers, but you guys could not say, objectively speaking, that culture was not shitting on millennials. That culture was not extremely capitalist. That's not me shitting on lefty boomers. You guys been in this fight. You guys been a lefty your entire life, despite years of propaganda. But it's a fucking fact. Like if you look at the raw numbers, boomers don't fuck with socialism like that. The boomers that watch us, the boomers are down with the call. We love you guys, but you guys gotta admit you're in the fucking minority. And why do people keep pretending like anything otherwise? Like, and these are like only like 2% of boomers supported Bernie. Like most of them supported Biden, for example. Like, and these are just facts. So we love our lefty boomers. I always say that every time I talk shit about boomers because I feel like as a young person, I am obligated to have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder and upset and frustration. I think we're allowed to have frustration considering our climate is fucked because of that generation. Not because of the boomers who have their heart in the right place, but it's an objective fact that boomers punted the fucking ball. They benefited from a workers' movement that came from the silent generation and their parents. They got comfortable and then they sold us out to capitalism. They're not me calling out all the boomers. This is just an objective fact. So they're not ageism. When I say this is history. People always say, "Oh my god, why are you so ageist against boomers?" I'm not. I am just telling you guys historically what the fuck happened. And I always get a comment, "You got to hate on boomers." No, I'm not hating on boomers. I know history, and I love all you motherfucking lefty boomers who stick with us, who are lefty as fuck, despite the Cold War propaganda, despite Reaganism, despite the anti-union wave that the boomer generation caused. So when I criticize that generation, stop getting in your feelings. I mock my generation all the time. So I don't understand why you guys do that. I legitimately don't.
What's up, Sam?
Hey, Zoya in the house.
On your point, if I can hop on that, it's like when we're calling out white people. If you're an ally, it doesn't apply to you. It's that simple. If you're being an ally, it doesn't apply to you. Why would you get hurt? But I
don't know why you even attached to your generation. Like, I'm not like, if someone makes fun of my generation, I'm not attached to it. I know what the fuck I'm about. And then why would you even want to be attached to boomerism? Like, yeah, I'm gonna stand up for boomers. What the fuck you get from that? Like, why would your feelings even get hurt when I go after boomers? Point out historical facts that happened. The same like, once again, these are the same people who, and I'm talking about as a generation who was extremely anti-war during the Vietnam War, and then they became Reagan Republicans in the 80s, in the 90s. So when I'm talking about the generation, I'm talking about historical criticism. And if you're a lefty boomer, despite all that shit, that should be something you should be proud of. You shouldn't be upset. You should be like, yeah, Nick is right about the boomers, but I have been the resistance to that. Anyway, I stop. Once again, my point, I don't consider it ageism. I'm just telling the facts. I'm just telling the facts of what happened.
Can I show? Hey, Zoya. I would like to show my meme. Can I show my meme, please? I'm proud of it.
Yeah, show it. Go ahead.
All right.
We just have fun now because we pretty much.
Yeah, I didn't get to share the story that I wanted to share really quick, but I'll get to it eventually. But I want to share this. That face you make when you catch a whiff of weed and you're about to throw someone in prison.
So fitting.
I legitimately don't understand how she is so bad at this. Anyone been laughing at her at the State of the Union? I want to share this. Look, there's this quote that's been going around. Kamala's amazing analysis of the Ukrainian crisis. And I saw the audio version. The audio version is very funny, but it hits different when you read the transcript. So this is Kamala Harris explaining the Russian invasion. So Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade the smaller country. That's basically wrong. That's the amazing analysis that you get from our vice president. The second in command. Like, if Joe Biden dies, this is the person who's becomes the commander-in-chief.
Okay.
And this is real analysis. Ukraine is a country in Europe. It's next to another country. This country is bigger than this country.
Okay, so can I? No, put it back up. Put it back up, please.
I got you.
Because I'm gonna channel a personality through it, and I want you guys to hear as if this person were saying it. So Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia has decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong. That's just totally wrong.
Holy shit.
It's like she's talking to first graders. And can I just emphasize real quick? Ukraine is Europe's second largest country by land area. Second largest country. She's trying to
This
make
is a vice president, guys. Like, it's okay if you're an ordinary person. If you're a working class person, if you're someone who got a job, kid, you don't have to know about Ukraine. But she's the vice president of the United States. How I'm gonna show, since we're talking about Kamala, I'm gonna show this very recent video. How is she so bad at this? I don't know if I showed it. Did I share this on the show yet? I don't think I did.
Oh yeah, Evolve NYC. I was thinking about it. Blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and
yeah, look at this guy.
Wasn't that Wiz Khalifa that's made that song? Something like that.
Look at this. Look at the amazing presidential skills and political knowledge of Kamala Harris here. Check this out, guys.
Because as we know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want. And in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And when folks vote, they order what they want. And in this case, they got what they asked for.
Oh, stop it, Kamala. Stop that.
She went off script a little bit, guys.
She went off script a little bit.
You see that Bill Cosby, the Bill Cosby accent? Why did she add the Bill Cosby accent in there?
Oh, man.
Why did she add the Bill Cosby accent in there?
Pudding pop go.
Bro, she's just as bad as Trump at this. I used to listen to Trump speak, and I used to be like, yo, what do people see in this dude? This dude is the dumbest person I have ever. Like, he speaks on like the first grade level, right? But I told you guys I didn't have Trump derangement syndrome because I'm looking at all these people. I'm like, all you guys are products of nepotism. All you guys got to your position because you slept with someone or you knew someone, right? These guys are not talented people. Like, do you guys really believe that the people that in charge are running our government, they go to elite academia? Do you guys really think that these are intelligent people? Didn't Ron DeSantis or one of these motherfuckers go to like Harvard, right? George W. Bush Jr. went to like Yale. Like, these people are not smart, bro. It's just all nepotism. Mm-hmm. It's all nepotism. And when you see Trump and he's an idiot, I'm like, okay, they're just a symbol of the ruling class as a whole. Like, Kamala Harris got to where she was despite being an idiot. Joe Biden is mostly an idiot, but he has been one of the most successful politicians in the modern era.
Yep.
He's been senator for 40 years. And then at the peak of his life, he became president.
Yep.
Now this motherfucker like, man, I own the Michael Jordan of presidents. A politician, like, even a senator, 40 years, and then he become president. And he's a liar, a dumbass. But you see the people who are most successful in our system?
Sociopath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Nick, I know you got to go soon. If it's okay, Zoya's here with me. If I can continue on just for another half hour so I can get this one story out.
Yeah, I'm good for 90 minutes. I can do 90 minutes, and now I got to bounce up to that.
Okay, all right. Because I really wanted to do this story because it's still going on right now, and we really, I'm at the point right now where, I know I talk against capitalism all the time, but this type of stuff really rails against me. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. And so I'm going to show you guys something that happened earlier today, and then we'll give you guys a little bit more context. So That was a gas leak that exploded in a home, a housing, not it happened in some apartments where a lot of black and brown people lived. And you're going to get some reaction from people. Sorry. You're going to get a reaction from some people who are on the ground right after it happened. This happened in Maryland. So hang on, let me.
It was a heavy smell of gas this morning coming out of the building. My grandma, she's being seen right now by EMT and paramedics. When I left this morning, I had told my grandma, it smelled like gas. And she agreed with me, like, this whole building smelled like gas. I said, you should call the fire department and see, what's going on. So I left out this morning thinking everything was a regular day. My grandma, she was in the house still. So I got a phone call probably about 30, 40 minutes ago, and it was like, your building's on fire. Your whole building, entire building blew up. So I rushed over here from where I was. And when I got over here, my grandma was okay, but I still got friends trapped in the building. I mean, it's just, I don't understand what happened. I don't know how this could happen. I just wish, this never did happen. My grandma's okay. A couple of my other family members okay. But one of my closest friends, he's in there. I don't think he's okay.
I'm so very sorry. Oh, gosh. And you mentioned that you had expressed concern. Did nobody followed up or did anything?
I don't know. I think it was probably too late. By the time somebody did anything, this is what happened. This is what happened. And it's just sad, man. I mean, I'm glad my family and everybody's okay, but my friend's still in there, and I don't think he's okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll be praying for you, and I appreciate you sharing.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, we giving billions of dollars to Ukraine. By the way,
Nick, I dropped you a video earlier today. It's so on point in relation to this and exactly what you're saying right now. The last one I sent you.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find it.
This is first of all, my first question is, who are the owners?
Just stand and put.
Who are the owners? And my question is, why were there any types of corners that they were trying to cut? Because it feels obvious that they were trying to cut corners. Because this is something that should have been prevented.
I used to work at Kansas Gas back in the day.
Oh wow!
So I kind of know how the kind of shit happens. Like, they definitely cut corners on safety regulations. I used to do safety inspections for the gas company back in the day, and I remember when I first started, they hired me as a contractor because the state didn't want to pay money for people to properly inspect their gas lines, so they paid us a low wage to undercut like state workers. And then that was one thing that radicalized me too. Like, what? I remember someone spoke to me like, we get paid way more than you, right? They just hire you guys so they can pay y'all less. And, it's just one of the real-time examples of how capitalism can radicalize you. But anyway, stuff like this happens when they undercut the budgets needed to do safety regulations so they don't catch it. So we used to patrol these areas, and we would catch the gas leaks. So what happened here was essentially a gas leak that wasn't caught in time. And it wasn't caught because they were either behind on their annual inspections of the gas pipelines, which is usually due to budget cuts, which is just another form of late-stage capitalism. This is why we see our infrastructure about to fall. I tell you guys, I've been radicalized by real-life experience. Like when you see how stupid our infrastructure is and how everything that goes on in our society has to do with money at the end of the day. Not that we don't have it, because of greed. So that's my guess as someone who has experience in that field. But go ahead, James.
Yeah, and on top of it, it's not like they don't have the money because rents have been skyrocketing over the last, few years. So is it like they actually don't have the money? I highly doubt it. They had the money. I just think it's greed.
Of course it's greed, especially in poor and black neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, that video is so on point. I think you'll like it.
All right, let's play this video and then I got to bounce. I also have International Leftist Coalition tonight. It's gonna be I cannot wait for this show, especially with all the crazy shit, all the propaganda and outright. Like, bro, we released a live stream on International Leftist Coalition like 4 months ago where we explain how Orientalism and racism is used to justify war crimes, right?
100%.
Right? That was 4 months ago, and now these people are straight up saying they only care about Ukraine because of white people.
Yep.
So tonight, you guys gotta watch this live stream because we're gonna have Dr. Kareem Matesh, Dr. Asal Rod, Dr. Peter Beatty, and we're gonna talk about the title will be "What is a Civilized Society?" Because they're like, we have a war in these areas. These are civilized societies. So we're gonna talk about that tonight. So that's why I got to wrap this live stream a little short. But let me bring up this video by Zoya here. 1 second. 1 second. And they made a compilation video too. I gotta find that of all the times that was like, yeah, we don't. It's only because they're white people.
Now I can tell you this: people getting shot and killed every day. Babies just standing in places and getting shot and killed in drive-bys every day. Every day, people are losing their lives. We live in constant fear of our lives. Every day. And we talk about it. We say it's dangerous, yada, yada. I saw people from Memphis who live this life, or have, say they stand up at night because they're afraid that Putin finna send some nukes our way. They can't sleep because they afraid it's finna be a World War III and we're gonna get bombs and stuff. Baby, you living in the World War right now. Whether it's with the police coming and terrorizing, whether it's with other people coming and shooting around, like how do you let the media or whatever it is like skew your mind to not even view your own situation as a war zone, the poverty, not view that extreme poverty as extreme state violence.
God damn, I love the receipts that Zoya brings. That is on point. And that's the community defense that we talk about all the time. Right? Like, if you're black, how the fuck are you going to be scared of Putin? Putin is not killing our people in the street and stealing our wealth with a fascist militia in uniform that has the right to do whatever they want to it, and we can't respond with any recourse. That's going on in our country. Like, it's not nothing to do with Putin. And we said the black radical position, we covered this before, is abolishing NATO. Like, when I look at Putin, his aggression is not doing anything to us. But NATO destroyed and colonized Africa. Do you guys know NATO backed the colonial Portuguese? During an age where anti-colonial movements was spreading throughout Africa, NATO gave the Portuguese military and financial assistance in order to maintain their violent and racist imperial system. This is the structure that many white progressives are defending. The same structure that turned Libya to a slave state.
Yeah.
But you guys worry about Putin. You guys know how stupid that sounds?
Worried about a country that's always been an ally to black liberation movements. Yes. Worried about a country that's supported by Latin America.
Didn't the Soviet Union give a lot of material support to the civil rights movement?
Yes.
I gotta read more about it. This is one of those facts that I heard about, but I need to dive more into. But the Soviet Union was a friend of us back then, right? Where was that clip from? The one you played? I don't know. Zoya has it. Zoya knows everything. Zoya knows
it's a Black Alliance movement. I'll find it. Give me a minute.
Yeah. This is why Zoya always have a free invite to come on. She always dropping knowledge. I just say these other stories for fun. I'm doing a show tomorrow. So if you're watching now, like I'm gonna have Lee Camp on tomorrow, which is crazy because this was like done in far in advance scheduled, but now he's just been deplatformed and censored.
Sorry,
and now I'm very curious.
I found it just really quick. It's Building Our Power, Queer Radical Communist. You can find him on Twitter at Building Our PWR.
So Lee Camp was completely deplatformed. Redacted tonight is gone. Fuck, man, dude, guys, this is a tragic loss for left independent media. I can't emphasize enough. Losing RT America, that's giant. Like that's an escalation on the freedom of press that a lot of people don't really understand what it means yet. Like they haven't hit a lot of people. I like the reality of this hits me so hard. Like Lee can't go be on tomorrow. I'm gonna have an afternoon show tomorrow, so I got a few stories I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna talk to Lee Camp tomorrow. I'm gonna get his thoughts. So, and then we got International Leftist Coalition tonight. So I'll pass it to JB, Zoya. Zoya, you're free to join me tomorrow, Saturday, if you want, because I got a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, are we gonna discuss Ukraine?
Man, who knows where this Lee Camp conversation gonna go? Because I had a lot to talk to him about. Now he just got pulled for the channel, so I'm sure we can talk about everything. But yeah, we can talk about Ukraine. I have a live stream I'm gonna do on Saturday and Friday. So.
And by the way, Chris Hedges used to be on RT, and so was Tara Reid. So
so many people this impacted. Like, it's crazy. I'm pretty much got to fight all these people on. All these people on. All right, we gotta help them out. This is crazy. Crazy.
Chris Hedges, if you hear us.
Feminist News Network.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get Chris Hedges to come on. I want him on.
I've been trying to get him on too, man. I know you Googling your name, bro. You got to see our videos. We did.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Jay.
Feminist News Network says Russia is sending 130 buses to save Indians not allowed to leave by Ukrainians, per Indian News Today. Thank you.
So I didn't have time to do a proper segment on the Ukrainians that are blocking Black people from moving in the state. Now they're doing to Indians as well. And people think we exaggerate when we say this, like people are openly siding with white supremacist neo-Nazis and they're sympathizers, right?
People are buying T-shirts with Nazi insignia to support Ukraine. Okay, anti-fascists in their bio.
We gotta do a segment on that. Hold that. We gotta do a segment on that, Zoya, this weekend. Let's see. I got so much stories I didn't even get a chance to cover. So maybe we stay tuned, guys. We got lots of great content coming.
Huai Danny says, I owe y'all an apology. War reporting absolutely racist, regardless of nuclear implications. My bad. I got all mixed up for a bit. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, I don't know what you got to apologize for. I must have missed the offense, but now you know. If you don't know, now you know. We covered that, and I'm proud. I give myself a pat on the back. International Leftist Coalition, Saul Rod, Peter Beattie, Kareem Batesh. We have been explaining the concept that a lot of people are just now seeing because we are seeing the practical, the application of the theory we was talking about, how Orientalism and racism is used to justify it. Civilized society. Is that what we're going to talk about tonight? Man, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this live stream. We was on hiatus last week, but we're back and we're going to talk about what civilized society is. And Dr. Kareem Batesh was like, guys, you got to just prove my entire career, right? You just proved my entire career. This is what Kareem Batesh was saying. You got to know that in elite academia, they hate Dr. Kareem Batesh. Dr. Kareem Batesh is one of the people that you guys don't know about. He never was looking to be famous. But he's one of the people that, just like Dr. Cornel West, he's been pushing that back against even the establishment in China. Like, there even a lot of Chinese academics don't agree with anything he says because he's base as fuck. He's base as fuck. He's been calling this out. He's been calling out the racism of Western imperialism, how capitalism is deeply ingrained in colonialism and racist thought. And we're seeing it in real time. So we talk about it tonight. It should be great. It should be great. We need to have Zoya on International Leftist one of these days.
Troy also did.
Yeah.
He said,
yeah.
He said, unfortunately, some Zoomers are getting vouched. Thank you so much for that as well.
Yeah, man, I didn't see that coming. Like I was super hyped about Gen Z, but I didn't realize like the same way that Bill Maher and the same way that Stephen Colbert treats a lot of people in our generation, Gen Z is gonna have their Bill Mahers too. They're gonna have their Stephen Colberts, and that was Vosh and that was Sanchez. But once again, I don't like these people. And I was talking, and I remember one of my friends that was telling me this. And the reason why we connecting Gen Z to Vosh fans, because I'm not gonna share their information, obviously, but he was talking to me one time. He was like, I have one of my friends' sons listen to Vosh, and his like whole community is like 14-year-old kids that watch him play video games. And then every once in a while, he would talk about politics, and then I guess he's a political commentator. But I've been in activism. I talked to many activists. I talked to climate activists in Kansas City. I know many activists. And among all the activists, we were like, no one knew who this guy was. Like, how many activists do you guys know watching Vosh? Like, like, no one knew him. I'm around activists. Zoya's around activists. Who the fuck is this guy? And now you realize it's just part of the Twitch crowd, the Gen Z Twitch crowd, that will eventually grow out of that, right? That's what I hope. We can only hope.
Yeah. Ghoststart, this is interesting. Ghoststart says 65-year-old teacher and journalist has been suspended from teaching in Arlington, Virginia for giving his students a balanced perspective on the Russia-Ukraine conflict for spreading Russian propaganda, quote unquote.
Guys, you guys think it's really going to start and end that critical race theory? You guys really think it was going to start and end that Marxism? Like, so many of you free speech warriors, like, I care about so much about free speech, but then they started banning critical race theory. They started banning Marxism in schools. And a lot of the same people who say they care about free speech, they were super silent when Alex Jones was banned, when critical race theory was banned. You guys think it's only going to end there? It's gonna end. It's gonna target anyone who speak out against the new Cold War, as we just seen. Man, we live in scary times.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, because there's so many people who basically are who are speaking out against this. I mean, I do have some hope. Because a lot of us we kept our sense of outrage. And I'm hopeful.
Have their weapons of mass destruction moment, because same thing happened after 9/11. Bush's approval rating went to 90%, and everybody suddenly was, oh yeah, sure, let's invade Iraq for no reason. And anti-war activists were getting a lot of pushback, and then they were vindicated. So stay strong, people. Don't bend to the pressure. You speak truth to power, and in the end, the truth is going to come out.
Oh yeah, we've been going hard on the Ukraine crisis, and the reason why our channel has grown, like we almost have 14K, and we need you guys' help because we need to get 15K by the 1 year anniversary. But to me, I think that's an accomplishment because how much the algorithm is fucking us up. But people have been seeing we've been right. Like we've taken unpopular positions. Like when I took the unpopular position of rejecting Jim Crow Joe in the Democrat Party, and I've been vindicated. Like there are a ton of people who was like, man, I thought you was just looking for likes and retweets when he said I want to vote for Joe Biden because Joe Biden's gonna be just as bad as Donald Trump. Then Joe Biden became just as bad as Donald Trump, and then they go into the boutique left channels. They can't explain why, but we can explain exactly why because we made a prediction beforehand. The same ways people are now realizing, and it's a slow roll because a lot of people had the Putin derangement syndrome. There are so many people who lost their fucking minds on the Ukrainian crisis who are now realizing that they was backing up Nazis and Nazi propaganda. Now I'm starting to see the slow change, but we was one of the first channels that was calling this shit out.
Yep.
I was like the first person that was like, why the hell are you guys repeating Nazi propaganda, NATO propaganda?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
yep.
we're going to continue to speak truth to power. That's what we do.
Yeah. And just one more point. I even talked about this with my mother. My mother, she watches a lot of MSNBC, but she was like, but I was like, did you know that there are, a lot of Nazis, in Ukrainian battalions, like the Azov battalion? And my mom was like, yeah, I saw that. And they were trying to talk that person down. And my mother was like, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah. And so even it's even getting through to my mom, who watches, quite a bit of corporate media as a boomer. But she's like, yeah, no, something's definitely wrong. They're definitely trying to go to war. It's crazy.
So with that said, I'll pass to JV. I'm not gonna kick JV out, but I got International Leftist tonight.
All
so
right.
much for you guys check that out. And I think I'll have Zoe back this weekend. I'll be live with Lee Camp tomorrow. I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern time. But I'll be live before that, covering some stories, and we have Lee Camp on Monday. Another announcement. I'm super excited about this. I was reading a lot about Margaret Kimberly and her thoughts on this. She has great takes on the Ukrainian crisis, on why Black people should never support NATO. Right. So Margaret Kimberly will join me and CJ on Monday. The Nick and CJ show with Margaret Kimberly. That's gonna be fire. So that's on Monday. So we got Lee Camp Friday, Margaret Kimberly on Monday. So
when something's so good, you got to give it a stank face because it's just that good.
Yeah, man. I'm working on some great guests. I'm working on some great guests, guys. So
I make this face whenever I hear Zoya's about to come on too. I get that stank face. I'm just like, it's so good. It's like,
Yeah. I won't say we don't have a big channel, guys, but I'm telling you, we was one of the first. I was probably one of the first people that came up with the right Ukraine video. It was me, Jackson, and Caleb Maupin. Like, we was the first people. Like, while Kyle Kalinske, while Breaking Points, while all these motherfuckers was repeating NATO propaganda, I went on Twitter and I made a few viral tweets that pissed a lot of people off. But I'm like, no, if you get mad at my position that we should abolish NATO and we should not be repeating NATO propaganda, propping up fucking Nazis, I had a few viral tweets. People got pissed off at me. Me, Jackson Hinkle, and Caleb Maupin, we led the charge. Now people are now starting to get this shit right. And I love that shit, guys. I'll be real. Like, we don't have a big channel. I don't get props like that, but I love being the first motherfucker to get something right. Like the same way people are running away from defund the police. You guys know that our channel, we're leading the charge on that. We're leading the charge calling out the police state. And that's what we're gonna do on the channel. And then eventually, when we get bigger, people are gonna realize it. But anyway, see you guys on International Leftist tonight. Stay tuned though. We got a lot of great stuff. And in order to hit 15K, like I'm trying to pull some favors, man. Like we got Lee Camp coming. I got Margaret Kimberly coming on Monday. So I'm gonna try and pull some good guests this month to help us get to 15K. Much love and appreciate. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later tonight.
All right, take care, Nick. So, and then there was JB.
Finally, we get our alone time.
Yes. Welcome to the quiet storm. Let me stop. Oh my gosh. But yeah, one of the things that I wanted to bring up, why won't this thing? Okay. One of the things that I wanted to bring out was on Tuesday on my channel, I'll be having on Robert Durden. We're going to be talking. And this, of course, is going to come up. And by the way, Zoya, you said that you're originally from Ukraine, right?
Yeah, I'm from USSR, but it's now a part of Ukraine. It's Odessa, where a lot of the fighting has been happening since 2014. And I want to take the opportunity to remind everyone that just because you noticed this going on a week ago, this has been happening since 2014, or arguably since the collapse of the Soviet Union. But yeah, I'm from there. And under the Soviet Union, Ukrainians and Russians lived peacefully, which is why this is really painful for me. I got family, friends over there, for a lot of people over there. You have to understand people are intermarried, friendships, like the average people, ordinary people never want war. But NATO did what NATO does best, destabilized the region, funded extremist groups. I mean, how many times have we seen this playbook?
Yeah. And from what I'm observing, this seems kind of similar to the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? When Russia was sending missiles to be in Cuba, and the United States freaked out. And now the United States are trying to send military to Ukraine, right, to be at the border of Russia. And it's like, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black?
Well, the hypocrisy of this empire, never ceases to amaze me. First of all, the Cuba situation happened after missiles were put into Turkey. So even the Cuba thing was a reaction. Russia was always reacting, because you have to remember that this imperialist force was always trying to choke the life out of the Soviet Union. They did not want them to succeed. And even now, NATO made promises, and there's evidence of these promises, that it would not expand. And everybody warned. You can look up so many experts that warned that if NATO keeps expanding, this is exactly the situation we're going to end up in. But NATO already put missiles in Poland, 100 miles away from Russia's borders. They've been coming and crouching on the territory closer and closer. And you can't claim it's defense. Imagine if you're a person and a guy standing next to you with the gun, and then another guy, and then another guy, and you're just surrounded by a bunch of guys with guns, but they're saying they're just there for defensive purposes. You can't do that. Not to mention that agreements were broken, as well as the Minsk agreement, which was saying that this isn't going to happen. Then they did the coup in 2014, installed a puppet regime, and started funding the neo-Nazis. And the neo-Nazis were committing ethnic cleansing for 8 years. I mean, that's a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people that live inside of Ukraine don't know this. It's really interesting that when I talk to people in Kiev and I talk to people in Donetsk, even they have different information, because there's so much propaganda within the Ukraine. And the Nazis there, because people are also trying to both sides this and do the Trump thing of like there's fine people on both sides. No, I know there's Nazis everywhere in the world, for sure. But what you have to understand that in Ukraine, it's institutionalized. It's in the schools. It's on the street signs. Every city has Nazi names on the street signs. Hundreds of Nazi monuments went up all over the country. Oh, yes, JB. So it's been 8 years. They basically got a whole generation. They got a whole generation that's been brainwashed, and they don't present it as Nazism blatantly. They present it as nationalism, but we know nationalism, hyper-nationalism leads to Nazism. Do you guys think that Nazi Germany was born overnight? The secret police, ethnic cleansing, infiltrating education system, and they have these like Nazi youth style camps for the kids. And the kids, you can look up these videos from like 5 years ago of these kids being trained by people with swastika tattoos, supposedly just for nationalism. And now these kids are grown up with rifles. They brainwashed an entire generation, and the people that were the most ardent Nazi resistors have been wiped off the face of the earth. And 8 years of living like this, food cut off, water cut off, jobs cut off, being bombed day and night. Shellings were ongoing in the predominantly Russian regions. These people are shattered. They're shattered. I'm asking them, like, what do you even want to see happen? Like, do you want the Russians to come? Do you want to be a part of Ukraine? They're like, well, we just want peace. Like, they've lost so much.
Wow. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of when you see a young man that's living in the South, and he's flying the Confederate flag and he's saying, well, this isn't for racism and slavery. It's just because it's for Southern pride and it's for states' rights. And then when you question them, it's like states' rights to do what?
Oh man, but this is how people's minds can get twisted. We know propaganda works, and people really have to understand how excessive this is, and understand that there's always been an element of white supremacy in Europe. You know, and I hear people saying, well, the world is backing Russia. No, it ain't. It's these countries that have always had a colonialist mindset. It's these countries that have history rooted in white supremacy. And it's subconscious. They don't even realize it. That's why you see these people on TV so blatantly talking about, hey, this isn't like those other people. This is the blonde hair, blue-eyed people. This is the civilized people. Like, they don't even know they're being racist. They think they're making some kind of valid point.
Yeah. They're basically saying, this is a civilized country. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here going, what made the countries that you deem uncivilized, who made them uncivilized? Who caused it? Because if I remember correctly, if you look back, I think it was in the 60s, look at Afghanistan in the 60s. Afghanistan was very modern. Like, you literally had women walking around in mini skirts in Afghanistan. They had nice, metropolitan centers. Huh?
Same thing in Iran, exactly what you're describing. Look at Iran, and it was U.S. meddling over there that led to a rise to an extremist regime. I mean, this is what I'm saying, but Americans are dumbed down, so NATO and imperialists can keep running the same playbook, and they have weapons of mass destruction amnesia. Like, who are you trusting? People are cool. I saw this here. I read this here. These are the same people that have lied to you, and you already know they lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's no surprise at all, And one of the things that I try to look at is, why are you trusting a government that lies to you day in and day out, and you're not going to be critical of the information that they give you? And people are continuously falling for the grift, for the lie, and you literally have people making a Captain Ukraine like comic book character as propaganda. Like, are you crazy? And they're not. And I wanted to ask you this, Zoya, as far as Russia's concerned, this feels like a plot to eventually get into Russia, take over, or at least install a puppet government, and then use that huge landmass that Russia has in order to pull in more resources, especially oil. That's what it feels like to me.
That's never going to happen. Napoleon tried, Hitler tried, Russians will set their own house on fire. This is a different breed of people. Y'all don't even know. We're mending socks in kindergarten. We're getting wilderness training in first grade. Do not play with Russia. Do not come. That's never going to happen. But they don't need that to happen. War alone is very profitable. Right now, defense stocks are skyrocketing because they're sending all of this insane military equipment into Ukraine. And you see, they don't have to sustain any casualties. They can just use the people of Russia and Ukraine like pawns and drive up their profits without actually feeling any of it at home. And this is another thing, Americans, this is not happening on your continent. So it's pretty bold of you to have very strong opinions about regions you can't even point out on a map. Which one of you can point to Donetsk on a map? Which one of you can point to Luhansk on a map? If you can't, then maybe have a moment of humility. Take a step back and crack a history book and start reading about who is this, Azov battalion, who is Bandera, what were their roles during World War II, how were they aiding Nazis, how many Romanis, Polish, Jews, communists did those factions slaughter, and who crushed them? It was USSR. And once you had that element gone, whenever you destabilize a region, you're going to have extremism rise to power.
Is this also revenge for what happened in 45?
No, it's not about revenge. It's just that, people draw arbitrary lines on maps, like Crimea only became a part of Ukraine under Khrushchev in late 1950s. So this was these people don't speak Ukrainian, but it wasn't an issue under Soviet Union, because under Soviet Union we had camaraderie. The worker force was united. I don't know if you know the history, but even Black students were defecting to Russia and having wonderful lives there. So when you don't have capitalism, you don't need racism. So it was a different society. But once you have the collapse, economy, what happened in World War II? You had extreme economic depression. This is when these kind of people can rise to power. And the destabilization and the rise of neo-Nazism was funded by NATO there. And once these people got to power, they started slowly capturing the minds of people, having secret police, engaging in these kind of Nazi tactics in order to create this rule. Because most people are non-extremists. But if I shoot someone in the head in front of you, all the average people in that neighborhood, they're going to stay quiet now.
You got you. I just want to say welcome to Rome. By the way, Rome, happy birthday to your mama. Happy birthday, Rome's mama.
Happy birthday.
I'm gonna tell her I'll say happy birthday. But yeah, we had to send her some money, like always.
I saw a picture of your mom, man. Well, you look like your mom a lot, and she looks young. I'm at first, before I read the context, I'm like, wow, who's this hot lady in Rome's life?
Y'all some beautiful people, I'm telling you.
Yeah, she surprisingly looked younger than me in person.
That means you got something to look forward to, in the next 20 years.
Yeah, hopefully I just stop aging.
Yeah, good black don't crack, you know that. But I wanted to get to this. Thank you, Michael Castilli, for the super sticker. We appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. We've been talking about what's been going on, and there's a lot of people who have been brainwashed by Western propaganda, Western imperialistic forces. And I remember you saying that, for those of us here on the left, this really isn't our fight.
Yeah. Because
we stand in solidarity with anybody who's oppressed anyway.
Yeah.
But, we're sitting here trying to debunk everything. We literally have a guest on our roundtable that was born in Ukraine, that knows what's going on. And I'm assuming you also speak the language right, Zoya?
I speak Russian.
You speak Russian? Okay.
Yeah, it was all Russian. Nobody spoke Ukrainian there. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I feel like a lot of these people are, they aren't as stupid as we believe they are. They aren't as dense as we believe that they are. I believe a lot of these people are really afraid of the change that's going to happen upon their lives. White supremacy actually dying out, standing on this last leg. These Nazis are standing on this last leg. They see how well, even if they don't have the best life, they see how well that they had it under this white supremacy regime, and they're scared. Putin is going to change that. China can change that. Cuba can change your way of living if they actually wanted to. And does that bring a good? Does it bring good or does it bring bad? See, a lot of these people have shit to lose, like generational wealth.
Yeah.
And you know, they got people that's in power, that's you know, in these governments and whatnot. So they see the threat. You know what I'm saying? They see the threat. They are up to date with the history, just like we are. Twitter isn't hard to find. You know what I'm saying? These articles isn't hard to find unless you just blocking every fucking body. The information is right there in front of you. What do they do when we tell them? NATO have been pushing eastern Russia's border for a decade now. That's all they do. Like, you're not stupid. You're just comfortable, living comfortable in lies. You're not stupid. You just, you know like we know. But the thing is, you have to hang on to this, to the bosom of white supremacy. You have to, because if you don't, like, we already know, America has lied about Cuba trying to bomb South Florida. They lied about the weapons of mass destructions. They lied about everything to get you guys to go to war. And you think they're not lying now? You know they're lying. You know they're lying, but you're too much of a pussy to even say something back. Even say something back against your fucking government, who not only kills brown people across seas, kill your family, starve your people out. You won't say nothing because you have Stockholm syndrome and you love the bosom of white supremacy. It's a couple of motherfuckers, but they're not as dumb as we are taking. We are saying that they are. We think that they are. They're not. They're not. They are a part of this, just like any other Nazi out there in Ukraine, terrorizing and raping women and children. They have blood on their hands, just like any other legislative, just like any other politician. They have blood on their hands. They know. I'm sick and tired of playing this. Oh, well, look, man, I'm not here to teach you white supremacy and what's the past of white supremacy. You should already know this as a white person overall. I'm not here to teach you a damn thing. I'm just going to let you know, like, look, these are our enemies. These people have to go. Do I agree with Putin? Of course not. I'm a fucking commie. But I love that he's doing my dirty work for me, so I won't have to go out and clean up the U.S.'s trash, neo-Nazis across the seas. So when they lose power here, they're losing power across, if they losing power across seas, they're losing power here.
Yeah, we can be consistently anti-fascist, right? That shouldn't be difficult, you would think.
Yeah. So if Putin is doing my dirty work, so be it. Thank you. But best believe I'm coming up with a plan to target you also. You are anti-communist. You talk shit all the fucking time. So go ahead, take care of what you need to take care of. We can do deals upon each other once we have our enemies not at the negotiation table. Maybe Black Americans and Russians can actually work together, because all the Black Americans I have talked to that went to Russia and no Russian people have nothing but good to say, you know? So maybe if we can take care of these people that's on our negotiation table, our enemies, get them off our negotiation table, we can negotiate better and have better deals going on between our neighborhoods, between our countries. But for right now, we have a common enemy. So Putin, do your thing, wipe their asses out. But best believe that commies are ready to fight you every step. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how this go. You are imperialists. You're gonna probably try to move west, and we can't let that happen. We gotta disarm you. We gotta we gotta watch you, man. We gotta put our puppets in place, and we gotta make sure you don't get too powerful, because you see what's happening now with America.
Yeah. Just to let you know that we only got about 5 more minutes left for the stream. And you tweet about it. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to get to that right now, just so that we can get to that. And hang on, we go here. All right. And before I get to that, I just want to thank Crown of Anarchy for the tip on Rockfin. Thank you so much. And thank you. I worked really hard on doing that impression of Trump. So I might do it again later. You never know. I'll probably do another impression of Trump when I get a chance. So let me share my screen really quick. Hold on. Put that down.
I just got back, Nick.
Yeah. Because Nick is about to start the International Leftist Coalition in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So let me show this, and then we can end it here. So this here says, let me enlarge this. It says, opinion, NATO isn't perfect. This is from CBC PitchBot. NATO isn't, satire. NATO isn't perfect. Yes, NATO bombed Libya, destroying the wealthiest country on the African continent, including a targeted strike against Libya's irrigation system, destroying water access for 70% of the population living in the desert. It continues. Oh, sorry. It says, continue. NATO funded clandestine fascist paramilitary groups that carried out terrorist attacks throughout Europe, first revealed in the infamous Gladio program.
You see, you got an hour, JB. You still have an hour.
Oh, I do?
Yep. We on East Coast time. I don't know. Florida is weird. You on East Coast time, but Nick is on Eastern time.
Yeah, but I think the International Leftist Coalition starts at 8.
Nope, 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh, 9 o'clock?
Yep.
Well, shit. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to be too worried about stopping right on time. But we're going to finish after this, though. NATO's funded clandestine fascist paramilitary groups that carried out terrorist attacks throughout Europe, first revealed to be the infamous Gladio program by the Italian parliament in 1990, then confirmed by multiple other European nations, including France, Germany, and 7 others. NATO harbored and protected thousands of Nazis, including those wanted for war crimes and massacres, from their direct named participation in the Holocaust, some of whom were also a part of the European Gladio program. NATO abandoned denazification in West Germany. 77% of post-war senior justice military officials and 55% of post-war interior ministry police, secret police, were Nazi party members, including members of the SS, who were then opposed to continued denazification after 1953. One of NATO's founding members was a fascist Portugal under the Salazar dictatorship, who was given endless assistance from NATO members to carry out atrocities in Portugal's African countries fighting for independence. NATO promised to protect France's colonial holdings in Algeria as part of the Defense Pact. Article 5, the presence of French settlers was used as a justification. It continues. NATO sent hundreds of millions of military aid to France to support colonial massacres and maintaining French control of Algeria, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. NATO countries ignored and intentionally accepted arms embargo to send weapons to South Africa, as well as Rhodesia, against the fight to end apartheid. NATO upgraded their nuclear arsenal by conducting nuclear weapon tests in their colonial holdings in North Africa with no consent from the indigenous population. The nuclear fallout from these tests remains to this day. NATO trained and supported multiple members of Greece's far-right military junta, including a World War II Axis collaborator named Georgios Papadopoulos, who brought a junta to power in 1973 coup filled with mass arrests and torture. I hope I pronounced that person's name right. And the first 16 officers trained by NATO led Turkey's first coup d'etat in 1960, one of which then founded Turkey's ultra-nationalist party, which still exists to this day, whose paramilitary wing killed thousands during the 1980s. NATO-backed General Kenan Evren in Turkey's 1980 coup, and then proceeded to launch a campaign of terror, including mass arrests alongside the extensive torture program, as well as intensifying attacks on the Kurdish population. NATO invaded Afghanistan, causing a 20-year war filled with war crimes and torture that eventually led to a complete control of the nation by the Taliban. NATO bombed Yugoslavia with no approval under international law, killing 600 civilians. NATO members invaded Iraq, after which the entire alliance supported a 17-year-long occupation filled with the endless list of war crimes, including rape, torture, and multiple massacres of civilians. Gosh. Says, but I don't wait. What's that?
Yeah, it's talking
sensitive.
about how people react to it. Like, yeah, sure, NATO did all of this, but
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is crazy. Okay. I'm retweeting.
I bring the receipts, JB.
Yes, you girl, you got more receipts than a CVS, let me tell you. Woo! That is some information.
And you can't tell me that when these people hear the word NATO, when you actually Google NATO and Google what they have done and the apartheid in the countries that they actually have power in right now, you're telling me that none of that, is bad enough for you to wash your hands with them? You have a butt after that? Like, that's a big ass butt that have to come after all of that. For you to still like, oh, well, you know what? Well, but Russia, and then we say, but America, and they say, oh, well, this isn't about America right now. Yes, it is. Why are we in it right now? Why are we giving legal aid to Ukraine? Why are we arming their civilians? And what's so crazy is, like, the same people who told me I'm crazy for wanting to give you guys guns is cheering on America and Ukraine and for giving Nazis guns, giving their civilians guns and letting them run around. So if they can take over Russia with a couple of fucking AKs, why can't we take over? What the fuck? But like I said, they're not dumb. They're not dumb. They love white supremacy. They love it. They're bathed in it. They wake up and they're happy to be living in it. And that's why they come across us trolling. They come across us and say that we're paid Putin. I wish I was paid by Putin. I wish I was, because America sure don't pay me for all the education I give, for everything I have done. The fuck? These people ain't dumb. These people are going to get the wall. There is no fence riding on some shit like this, on war, nuclear war. There is no fence riding on none of this shit. Bitch, you know what you're doing. You know what you're saying. You know those words and those groups are hateful. How many fucking people is going to take for us to capture, to show you their Nazi tattoos, to show you that they are in groups, to show you that there are Nazis ranked in their military? How many times do we have to tell you? All right, well, I'm starting to think that you like it. You like it, and you too much of a pussy to tell me that white power. That's how you too much of a pussy to say white power out loud. But you gonna hide behind them Nazis. You gonna hide behind the American government and the military. You gonna hide behind the Ukrainian government and their militaries. But you ain't gonna say that shit in real life. But I know what you mean. And you people gonna get the wall if I ever come to power. I swear to God.
Thank you. Somebody sent a message to you on Rockfin Rome. They gave us a tip. Thank you so much. World Eater says, Rome, my man, get the fuck out of cities, grow your own food, and build parallel societies. Thank you for that.
I'll be in Cuba pretty soon.
Yeah. With cigars?
Look at what they're doing now. Speaking of Cuban cigars, the superficial shit that Americans love to do. They banned Cuban cigars. Now they're banning Russian vodka.
They're banning cats.
Yeah, dude, cats.
Wait. Whoa, beep, back up the truck. Hang on. Banning cats?
You didn't hear
Russian cats.
What? Wait, that just broke my brain for a second. How? Why? What? What? What widget remix? Why was we banning cats?
Yeah,
I just DM'd you.
All Russian breeds are getting banned.
I just DM'd you the cat thing if you want to put it up.
Oh Lord, Zoya, why you do this to me? Oh Lord, oh hell.
This isn't gonna do nothing. Like if I see the cat thing backfiring. I see a lot of this shit backfiring, especially the alcohol. Dude, all you're gonna do is create a black market and make all you're gonna do is make shit unsafe. You're gonna have people breeding certain animals. They're gonna become exotic here. This shit is gonna backfire on them.
You banning? Wait, y'all are banning pussy cats and liquor? What?
How American?
How yo?
Freedom Pride 2.0.
Yo, wait, hold up. Let's read this. It says sanction on cats. Russian-owned cats have been banned from international competition following the invasion of Ukraine. The Federation of International Felines has also ruled that no Russian-bred cat can be imported and registered as his pedigree book outside Russia. What do you think that the Russian cats are going to do? Do you think they're actually going to take up arms in the United States and meow their way to the White House and then
Russian
take
cats
over?
like that.
Is that what we're going to do?
They all sound like Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, they're Vladimir Putin. Oh, is that what's going to be? Meow, 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 meow.
I find it funny how they ban everything, how they vote on everything but against Nazi shit. Like America, like you're gonna ban cats, but you won't ban people being able to join Nazi groups or say that they're a Nazi out loud without getting in trouble for it. Like they will ban everything but white supremacy.
Vladimir Putin. That's basically what it is. It's just like, what? Like, I had to go up a few octaves on that one. Like, what the hell? Rome. Hold up. Zoya, let me tell you. Look, this is crazy.
They had an article out a few years back about Russia training communist dolphins.
What about the bears? They can never get over Russia training bears.
That's so America.
Oh my god, the USER. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, man. These people, look, I got jokes for days on these clowns because they're so idiotic. Look, everybody, clown on imperialists, clown on the cappies. I'm calling them cappies now. Clown on war people who commit war crimes, clown on racists, clown on them because that's what they deserve. All right? At least until a revolution happens, clown on their asses. Because guess what? This is what, look, banning cats, banning dolphins? Dolphins.
Yeah,
look,
but you know, we're laughing, but the Russophobia is real. You know, it's very strong in this country. They've been going at this. That's why it's so easy for people to just believe, you know, Russia bad, Putin bad. And people become irrational. Like after 9/11, sheiks were getting beat up who aren't even Muslim. You know?
I'm gonna say this in a very calm voice because JB's appalled right now. Look, if your government tries to ban cats, vodka, bears, and dolphins, and you're supporting that, look into my eyeball. I think you need to get some help. Now, I do not shame people for drug addiction or doing any type of drugs. In fact, I think drugs should be legalized. But what the fuck are they smoking? Because I want some of that shit, because that might be a real trip. Like, what in the hell? Look inward if you think this is okay.
I believe Russia got this in the bag. I believe that this war was already over before it started. Even like I was explaining yesterday that, you know, if they just wanted to fucking sink the damn country, it could have been sunk. You know, like
100%.
Next door.
They're going light.
Yeah, you my next door neighbor. I can just burn down your house. You know, if we want to keep it real, I can get you out. But they have took their time. This is strategized. This is more strategized than I thought it would be. It's gonna be faster than what we think. I think the only reason why America is doing this is because this is their last types of fights. You know what I'm saying? Sanctions and, you know, banning certain things, liquor and et cetera, et cetera. But 5 years later, those are gonna be lifted and they're gonna be right back on the shelves. I just think this is their last little battle cry that they have going on. Russia got this in the bag. I've been reading up on this war a lot. They have a lot of land. You know, they was beheading people to capturing people. So, you know, America just trying to make it look good. Like, look, we're fighting as much as we can. Then as soon as they lose, of course they're going to lose. They're going to be like, well, we tried. But banning cats is not going to do enough to stop one of the most illest fucking militaries on the fucking
cats. Rome, cats, cats, cats. They're bad. The United States. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Cats.
It's deranged. It's deranged. And how quickly, look, America, COVID suddenly disappeared. You know, and the people who were medical experts a week ago are now geopolitical experts.
I can see why people are so like the end is near, because they're literally banning cats. Like, what the hell?
Dude, they took the cartoon Anastasia off of Disney Plus.
What?
Yeah.
Kids probably crying.
They're
now you got kids in the fucking war. The kids probably gonna end up going for Russia.
Next thing you know, they're gonna end up banning Black Widow from Disney Plus too, because apparently, you know, in the MCU, she was a Russian.
Yeah, you see how this is ridiculous, man. But this is their last battle cry. They don't want. They can't take it there. They can't take it there, but I don't believe that they're actually really ready. You know what I'm saying? Because once America really put their foot down on the gas pedal, I believe that we're going to start seeing a lot of people targeted. A lot of people going to start dropping a lot of important figures, political figures, and whatnot. If shit ever happens like that, because this is like. This is still like a Cold War where they're just going back and forth. Like, we've been having sanctions on these countries. We've been, you know, pushing east on their borders, building weapons on their borders, et cetera, et cetera. You know, but once they actually put their hands in it and say, like, look, we controlling the show now. You know, Ukraine down, I'm stepping up for Ukraine. No, that's going to be the end of this. Like, it's over. They're not ready for that. And I think America get off more than what they can chew purpose. I believe a lot of these politicians, you know, a lot of these motherfuckers are on a damn suicide mission. The way you look at it, they're 80 years old, they're passing bills to give acres of land to oil execs. They're you know, they starve out generations of people. They starve out generations and whole healthcare from you and whatnot. I believe that they're trying to get everything that they can before they lead this motherfucker, but at the same time, a nuclear war, no. Because there's a thing, you know, they still keep power. They still have glory on this earth, you know, after they die. They still have millions of people that's going to look up to them. You know, they still have family with generational wealth, stuff that they're gonna want to leave behind to make a mark. But just I don't know. I'm fucking. Oh no, these motherfuckers crazy. That's how they got me. They got me sounding crazy because these motherfuckers crazy. But you got to be watching their steps, man. You got to be watching these motherfuckers, bro, because they are psychopaths, but they have plans, and nuclear war isn't one of them. Propaganda is like one of the main things. And even if we can keep you guys on your toes and say, oh, the world ain't end. Oh, we might go to war. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Just enough. We can get just enough of you guys to pay attention to politics, give us, give us money, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But I don't think nothing's ever going to happen on that scale unless Russia hits us first.
Yeah. I just want to give thanks, World Eater, for the tip on Rockfin. World Eater says the cities are lost unless you want to live under social credit. The skeleton is built. They just have to put flesh on it. Thank you so much, World Eater. And also, I want to thank Katie Lloyd for the generous super chat. We are all enjoying this so much. We need to send you some love.
Thank you.
Look, I am just shocked about cats. Like, I just can't get over that. And Rome, you're a big cat lover, bro.
I know, it hurt me.
That hurts.
Yeah.
You know, Zoya, I'm not sure how you feel about cats, but
no, I like all animals. Actually, I don't discriminate. Solidarity with the animals.
I discriminate. I'm sorry.
I mean, they're communists. The way they live, you know. I think the animals are anti-capitalist. So.
Mm-hmm.
Another hypocrisy on a little more serious note. So FIFA banned Russia and its teams also, and then someone posted this great screenshot calling him out. That deaths in Qatar, 6,500 migrant workers have died constructing the 2022 World Cup site. So these people are banning Russia, but from the place where 6,500 migrants died building it.
Can you really ban Russia though? Like, we already knew
they're banning them from everything right now.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, this is a world. This is the earth. No matter how heavy the sanctions are, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much we beef with each other, no matter how much we go at war, we still need each other. We still need different resources for different things, different outsourcing jobs, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. This is going to come and pass. Right now, like I'm telling you guys, dude, this war is over. And this is America's last cry to make it look good on the outside, but they know overall that they're not trying to go head to head with Russia. Like, I'm not going to say Russia and China is allies. They're not allies, but they have a lot to lose. And I find it funny how fucking America is just keep asking China to be like, can you talk to the Russians for us and tell them to cool it down? Like, nigga, what? Y'all been starting shit. No, I ain't talking to them. Man, you go talk to that nigga. I talked to him a long time ago. He said he ain't like you. But you trying to squash the beef or something? Like, bro, how you gonna start some shit and then hide behind your? Come on, man. We can't do that. America don't really want it. They can't handle two superpowers at one time. They can't even handle certain armies inside of Africa or in the Middle East. It's not gonna go.
But this shit's getting serious for now in the immediate. I'm just waiting to see how far this goes. But in Slovakia, for public support of Russia's actions, you may face up to 25 years in prison. In Czech announced that for public support of Russia, you can get 3 years. So they're already threatening prison sentences.
Don't they have like a 60% or a 40% percentage of Russians there or some shit like that? I know it's a big percentage of Russians there.
It's large. It's not that large, but they have a much larger percentage of white supremacist sentiment.
Oh, go figure.
Just wanted to thank Max for the super chat. Said thanks for making me feel sane tonight. You're very welcome, Max. Also, a super chat from Amir. It says invite Jamal Thomas and Nico House on. I'll see if I get in Nico House. And
You're a little busy right now. I know that.
Yeah, especially with them taking away RT America.
I think we should go on. I think we should go on RT, even if it's not. You know what I'm saying? I think we should just go.
RT's gone. That's it. RT shut down.
In America?
RT closed. That's it. Yeah.
It's closed. They're done.
Damn. Well, shit, we can go on Russia. Shit, we don't give a fuck.
Let me call my people.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like, we're gonna have to be international anyway, and I'd rather, you know what I'm saying, get a word in with the Russians, with the media, with you know what I'm saying, and you know we can go back and forth and give each other some insight of what's going on over there, what's really going on over there, and we can give them the same thing of what's going on over here. So yeah.
And to break a little more cognitive dissonance, sorry, I've been like up every night talking to people over there. I've been barely sleeping for a week. But right now, America is paying billions to Russia to buy oil. They're still buying oil from Russia, billions.
You can't ban Russia. That is a big landmass. They have so much resources. They're cool with everybody, and we're not cool with. So basically, the fucking world. What you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do if these countries came out and said we're actually allies with Russia, and this is why we're not pushing back? You know, they're just coming out of the gate with it.
Yeah.
What America is gonna do, bro? They got what? Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, fucking China, and Cuba. Look who's doing all these deals with each other. Look how Africa is helping, you know, China is helping Africa rebuild their infrastructure after America has torn it apart. You think?
No, and for people in the chat, you know, you guys may have not heard, but no, RT America is closing down. They're closing down themselves. It's not about who's showing them or who's not. That's it. They issued a statement today. They're let all the staff know that they're shut down.
I saw Nico say they tired of the death threats and et cetera, et cetera. I feel that, man, but you know, man, like I really feel like that's a part of the job. Not to, you know, try to shit on Nico, that he don't have any control over that shit for real. But I'm just saying, like, death threats and shit like that, I do get tired of it. That shit do get tiring to see, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, like this is our job. This is what we have to expect. But what we don't want is total censorship over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want, you know what I'm saying, RT to be able to express, even if they are state controlled, like CNN is. We still let people have their freedom of speech, right? You know what I'm saying? Their freedom of press. And see, people need to understand, this isn't just an attack on Russia. They cover that up. They covered this up with Russia, but this is a attack on the press. This is an attack on free speech. This is an attack on you. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. You're out there cheering like, yeah, shut them down. They don't need to speak. And then what happens when you are out of touch or you don't feel the narrative? Then the next person going to be saying that about you. And you're going to be like, what? I'm only right. We don't need censorship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just wanted to give thank you for the super chat from John. He says, for the same white allies on, I guess it's RBN, you meant to say, I can't see how these people can't see how racist they can be. Thank you so much for that super chat.
Man, them niggas know they racist. They just don't want to. I told you, they ain't got the balls to say it to a nigga face. They ain't got the balls to out themselves. They done went through, like, these are the same people who would get mad at black people for being homophobic at a once upon a time, but they still have racist uncles and cousins, mothers, and their family that they won't even out, but they will be quick to call you out on your fucking shit, right? Fuck them. They know who the fuck they are. They know. This is why they come after a lot of black activists for real, because this is how they feel in their heart, bro. Like, nigga, even if I'm not nigger, you know what I'm saying, calling you that shit to your face, nigga, I'm gonna do whatever I can to shut your ass up. They know they fucking racist. They know they fucking racist. They just ain't got the balls to say that shit nowadays. They know cancel culture. They know it's a different world, but racism can be used in a lot of different ways. When I have been through so many fucking cancellations, and I'm like, well, shit, most of these motherfuckers are white, so shit, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck you saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't cancel me. I'm a real nigga, bro. Like, man. Anyways, let me go take care of something. I'll be right back.
We got to get going anyway. We went over about a half hour, so. But I just wanted to let you guys know that yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we went over a half hour, Rome. We started at 6 o'clock. Where are you at?
Rome needs his cigarette.
Rome, say goodbye. We about to head out.
Bye. Do drugs. No, I'm playing. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Fix your alternator, nigga. Fix your motherfucking alternator. Loud as hell. Every time I'm asleep, I be asleep. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. Hear your loud ass car come. That raggedy motherfucker. You're dragging it up the road and loud as hell, just like your motherfucking mama. It's louder than your motherfucking mama on 2 motherfucking cups of motherfucking 105. You need to fix that loud motherfucker.
Fix your alternator.
If I hear your car one more time,
your car,
I'm gonna steal your Cadillac converter. And then I'm gonna take 3 lugs off of every tire. You heard me? Fix that dirty, regular motherfucker. You heard me? Y'all take care.
Can you imagine Rome as president giving the State of the Union speech?
Yep, and it'll be riddled with him saying "motherfucker" throughout the State of the Union.
You motherfucker better fix your motherfucking alternators right there. Every alternator that's fucked up on the road.
Yo, we gotta
get took away. I'm putting a ban on bad alternators. Every bad alternator out there is getting banned. You're going to jail for life.
Fuck these bad alternators.
So we're going to be wrapping this up.
Yeah, I'm wrapping this up. Mwah! Good night, everybody. Make sure to give this channel a like. Make sure to give this channel a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Fix your alternators, drink plenty of water, and leave the world better than you found it. Smoke them if you got them.